Me again. This is where we were when we picked up last time. Gone again. Okay, so hopefully you've tried these questions here on some paper, and the answers were, if you did, both those times in by 3 would make 6x minus 24. 3b times b becomes 3b squared. 3b times 2 becomes 6b, and the minus in the middle is there. 2x times x is 2x squared, okay, plus 7x minus 10x. Oh, pen's starting to give up on me now as well. And that's minus 35. Thank you. There's lots of you replying on Teams, which is great. Hopefully to say you can see the videos. If not, I'll come up with something. Okay, 2x squared minus 3x minus 35 for that one. And I'll just give you the answer to this. It's x squared minus 2x minus 99. I've simplified the plus 9x minus 11x to give minus 2x. That's that bit there is. Okay, we move on. Hopefully we can get the rest of algebra done. And this one's not so important to us for this exam anyway. Substitution is, okay, a plus c. All we're doing here is putting numbers in instead of these letters and working out the sum. So a plus c. If you add a minus, you're actually just taking away. So that's minus 2. ABC means a times b times c. So 4 times a half times minus 6. So a lot going on there. Let's deal with the numbers first of all. 4 times a half is 2. So that's 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Then the signs are positive times a positive is still positive. But if we take that positive answer and times it by a negative, we get a negative answer there. And finally, a times b, that bit's 2, plus c squared, the bit that we got wrong, okay? The bit that we did get wrong, quite a few of us anyway. Easy to write minus 36 there, right? 6 times 6 is 36, but minus 6, what this means is minus 6 times minus 6, which is plus 36, okay? So we're adding plus 36, and the two pluses stay as a plus. So that is 38. For my numbers, a equals 3, b equals 5, and c equals minus 2. Can you try? AB, a minus c, ac plus 6b, and c squared. So there's 4 different ones to try. So pause now and come back to me when you're ready. And the answer is a times b is 15. A take away c means we're taking away a minus, so we're adding. So the answer to that was 5. A times c is minus 6 plus 6 lots of b, which is 30. That's 24, minus 6 plus 30. And c squared, minus 2 times minus 2. Remember again, so it's minus 2 squared. And because it's a minus times a minus, the answer to that is positive 4. We move on. Okay, magic bridge stuff. Okay, so when we're solving, we're moving things over the magic bridge to try and leave the letter alone. So here, that 6 is times in that x, and the opposite of times 6 is divide by 6. So x equals 7. Here, look, I don't want to go in just for a minute. Let's just do that one. It's 15 take away something is 6. Just use your head if you need to. 15 take away 9 is 6. Okay. Here, the opposite of plus 3 is minus 3. So a is minus 8 take away 3 is minus 11. Here, the plus 15 becomes minus 15. So we're left with 4x equals 9 take away 15 is minus 6. And then the times by 4, that 4 is times in that x, becomes divide by 4. Could be written like that. Another way to write that, probably more common, is that. Okay, it doesn't matter which way. So x equals, now if it's a fraction, you can leave it as a fraction. you can, right? That I'm absolutely fine with that. So if 4 doesn't go into 6, fine. Some of you, I remember in the exam, actually changed that and wrote minus 1.5, which is great as well. That's the same answer here. We've got to expand the bracket first. 3 times 2x and 3 times minus 5. The minus becomes a plus. 6x equals 27. And then divide by this 6, so 27 over 6. Again, 6 doesn't go into 27, so leave it, right? But for those who did it, it's 4.5, okay? Here, the opposite of dividing by 3, that's that. It goes up there as times by 3, so you get 4x plus 1 equals 21. And then it's the same format as the last two questions. It's the same, you've got to get used to this format. The plus and minus first. That goes over as minus 1, so 4x equals 20. And then the 4 becomes a divide by 4, so x equals 5. Let me check how long I've got again. I've been doing this a lot. 4 minutes. Flying. Okay, couple for you to try again. You can pause the video again, then I'll give you answers. Can you try 7x plus 9 equals 58? Yeah, that should be okay. Can you try 2x plus 3 equals 14? That'll do. Can you try 3x plus 12 divided by 9 equals 3? Yeah, fine. And your answers, so pause now. We'll come back in a minute. And the answers are x equals 7 there, x equals 4 there, and x equals, let me work it out, 27, 15, x equals 5 there. Okay, hopefully they're okay. If I've got a chance, I'll just do these quickly. Factorizing is the opposite of expanding. It's putting things back in to brackets, okay? And these are single factorizing. I'll come into the quadratics later, the hard one, okay? So what, we got to take out a number that goes into 16 and 24, the highest one we can. 2 goes into them, 4 does, 1 does, obviously. But the biggest one I can think of that has 16 and 24 in this times table is 8. If I divide both these by 8, that becomes 2x. And that becomes minus 3. So 8 times 2x is 16x. 8 times minus 3 is that. Here, the biggest number that goes into the 60 and 12 actually is 12. 12 goes into 65 times. But there's an extra bit here. Because there's x squared there and an x there, we can take the x out as well. 12x times 5x makes 60x squared. And 12x times 1 makes 12x. And that's the end of that. Do I have a minute here? I do. Doing superbly well. Okay, you can try these. In fact, I might do just an extra. Yeah, come on, let's do an extra couple. Can you try for me 14x plus 35? Can you try for me x squared minus 8x? And can you try for me 16x squared plus 20x? Pause the video now, have a go, come back to me in a few minutes. And the answers. The biggest number I could see to take out of here was 7. If I took out 7 and divided them both by 7, I'd get that. Here, there's no number we could take out, but because this x is in both my terms, I can take an x out, leaving me with x, that's x, minus 8. And finally, here, the biggest number I could take out is 4, but there's also x's in both terms, so I can take out an x as well. And then if I divide that by 4x, I'm left with 4x, and if I divide 20x by 4x, I'm left with 5. Now, there is one thing left here, which is factorizing quadratics, but I'm going to do that as a separate video, okay? Because it's very, 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 it's probably the most difficult thing. And I may not add that till tomorrow night. All right, so we're going to end algebra there. We're going to come back for our final video, plus we'll do an extra bit on factorizing quadratics at the very end.